I challenged myself to a 17-minute class. My name is Ana-Christina, and I work with first responders who are concerned with their health, have some frustration with their finances, struggling with the demands that a challenging career makes on their relationships. You wouldn't happen to know anybody that has those problems, do you? So I'm not going to go into a huge introduction. I do have 2 bonus gifts at the end of this call, and it will be 17 minutes. That's my challenge to myself. You know, we see these headshots and we see this kind of professional mask that people have. But the fact is, we all have different parts of our personality, don't we? And we're going to be going over how to claim your raw power today in this 17-minute class, how to claim your raw power. And I thought I'd show you just a quick snapshot of the other parts of my life. I started riding motorcycles when I was 43 years old. It was on my bucket list. I decided to do it. I love painting, have a construction management background, and I was a painting contractor for a while. And I was fortunate enough to be on a Leadership Aurora program where we had various community days, and this happened to be Police Day, where I donned the 30-pound canine suit, and the dog attacked me. So that was a very, very interesting situation. So that gives you a little bit bigger picture of who I am. What we're going to learn today is the 3 critical things that are critical to making changes that stick. They are the most important tools that I believe to be able to make a change. So one of the questions that I have for you is whether you have things that drive you nuts. And they drive you nuts because you keep doing them and you wish you didn't do them. They're affecting you in your work. They're affecting you with your health decisions. Sometimes they affect you with your family relationships. And you feel like, you know what? I'm stronger than this. I'm smarter than this. Why in the heck can't I stop doing this? And you just want to make a change. And you know that there's some changes that you know you need to make. Here are 3 tools that you can use to make this change. They're powerful, they're lasting, and they're effective. So here's the tools. Raw power. Ready, able, and willing. These 3 tools will give you raw power to move forward in your life. So when I think about ready, the first tool, I think about it's time-based. It's kind of a mental thing. Your mind knows that you should be able to go forward and do this. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready right now. Go for it. So it's kind of like putting on your coat, putting on your shoes, grabbing your wallet. Boom! I'm ready. I'm out the door. Okay. The second tool, the first tool is ready. The second tool is able. The second tool is really about tools, having the physical tools, the knowledge, the know-how, being physically capable, spiritually capable, mentally capable, emotionally capable. And it's really about having the tools in place, the tools and resources around you to make that change. The third one is willing. Willing is like this deep want, this deep desire, and this rich, deep knowingness deep inside yourself that if you were given the chance, you would take it. And in fact, you go one step further and you say, it's not just if I was given the chance, I'm going to make the chance. I'm going to make the opportunity for myself to give this a try. And if you even take one step further, you think to yourself, you know what? I'm going to do what this takes. I will do what it takes to get this done. And really the big picture of how I see willingness is I'm all in. I am all in. Let's do this. Let's go for this. So in my mind, you have to have all 3 in place to make effective, long-lasting, powerful change. I've seen in my life where I went ahead and did something, but all 3 of these were not in place, and it didn't work very well for me, did it? It didn't. When I look back every single time, it didn't work very well for me. So how do we get there? Okay, let me give you some examples first, and then I'll tell you how we're going to get there. So for example, if I want all of these things in place in order to make a change, I need to take a look at what it looks like when it's not in place. So for example, when I'm not ready to do something, but I'm willing and able, or able and willing. For example, I am wanting to remodel my master bathroom. Right now, I'm not ready. I am not ready to remodel the master bathroom right now. I am able, I do have the tools, I do have the knowledge, I do have the resources. I am willing, it is on my plan for the next 4 to 6 weeks to remodel my master bathroom. However, I'm not ready, so it's not going to happen right now. It just isn't. Another example would be a tough conversation. So you know that you need to have a tough conversation with somebody, either at work or at home, and you're able to do it, and you're willing to do it, and right now is not the time. The middle of the workday is not the time. Late at night may not be the time, as everybody's cranky and tired. You know, the better time might be in a couple days. A better time might be at the end of the week, okay? So I'm not ready. So because of that, that change is not going to happen. Martial arts, I want to get into martial arts, and right now I'm not ready. I'm able and I'm willing. However, I'm not quite ready. I'm going to work out here for about the next 4 weeks, get myself stronger, and then I'm going to start looking at gyms. Okay? I'm not ready. I am able. I am willing. But the change is not going to happen because they're not all three lined up. So let's talk about not being able. I have a friend who I went to lunch with recently, and they want to have a second child. They have a son already, and they want to have a second child very much. They're ready. They're willing. They are not able. They are not able right now. They've tried and tried, gone to see the doctors, all the different kinds of appointments for a couple years now, and they're not able. So because of that, that particular change cannot happen right now in that way. Another example would be my hardwood floors. I moved into my house, I tore out all the carpet, and I wanted to install new hardwood floors. I was ready. I was willing. I was not able. I did not have all the tools. I did have the knowledge. I did not have the tools. I needed a hardwood floor contractor to answer a few questions, and they came and they did. They were very gracious. They answered a few questions, and I installed the floor, and they ended up coming to refinish it. So how that works is I was ready. I was willing. I needed to go to Home Depot to get the tools, and I needed a little bit of resources to get me some more knowledge-based tools, and then the change happened. And I installed my hardwood floors, okay? So is that clear? Does that sound good? Okay, so now when we are looking at not being willing, I had a situation where I was not willing to forgive somebody who hurt me deeply, very, very deeply, and I wasn't willing to forgive for years and years and years. I was ready because I was sick and tired of the crap. I was sick and tired of being so bitter, sick and tired of being so angry, sick and tired of carrying the trauma. So I was ready. I was not able, and I was not willing at that point. I just got to tell you straight up, I was not willing. And I had a big conversation with one of my friends, and she said, you really need to forgive him. It was the father of my sons. You really need to forgive him. And I said, no, I absolutely will not. I will not, and I cannot. See, the cannot goes with the able, and the will not goes with the willing. I cannot and I will not. I remember this conversation so clearly. We were probably 20 minutes into the conversation, and she was really hammering on me. And then she does a 180-degree about face, and all of a sudden she takes a deep breath and she goes, that's okay, Ana-Christina, you don't need to forgive him. And I said, what? What do you mean? Wait, what? She says, no, you don't need to forgive him. We just talked about the fact that my unforgiveness is eating me alive and is also hurting my sons, who I was raising as a single mom. So I'm not getting this picture, right? She says, you don't need to forgive him. I'm going to ask you if you would be willing to forgive him. And seriously, I thought, oh my gosh, wow, what a concept. Are you willing to make the change? Even if you don't know how, even if you're not quite ready. Are you willing to be willing? Are you willing to be able? Are you willing to be ready? What a beautiful concept. And I'll tell you what, I really did pray for the next couple months. I prayed, I think, just about every single day. God, would you please help me to be willing to forgive this person who hurt me and who hurt my sons in a lot of ways. And you know what? That year I ended up forgiving this person, and it freed me. It cut the chains from my own poisoning myself with this unforgiveness. So if I wasn't willing to make that change, it never would have happened. I needed to be ready, I needed to be able, and I needed to be willing in order to have that power to move forward. Does that feel right? When you're listening to this, does that sound right? So here are the questions. Here are the questions that we're going to go after, okay? Because I know that just because you're sitting here listening to this, it means, number one, that you want to serve others. It means, number two, that you want to take care of yourself so that you can continue to serve others. And it means that you are really willing to learn something new and give some new tools a shot. So here's the questions to get us here. Get some movement. What amazing thing could happen if I made this change? So that change that you know that you need to make, think about that for a second. What change do you know you need to make? You've been needing to make this change for a while. What amazing thing could happen if I made this change? Now ask a second question. What amazing thing would happen if I made this change? That's even more powerful, isn't it? What amazing thing will happen when I make this change? How powerful language can be, can't it? What amazing thing will happen when I make this change? And answer that question. Take some time, think on it, write it down. It might be multiple answers. What is preventing me from blank? What is preventing me from moving forward? What is preventing me from leaving this job? What is preventing me from going for the promotion? What is preventing me from discovering my new self? What is preventing me from being ready? What is preventing me from being able? What is preventing me from being willing? Because a lot of times it's fear-based, isn't it? A lot of times. And then the third question, which I really love, what is my best next step? So not just my best step. What's the next best step? Because sometimes you get tied up. I don't know what my best step is. I don't know what's the best step, and then you get stuck. What I'm saying is, what's your next step, and what is the best next step that you could take? There's probably 100 next steps you could take. But what's the best one right now? What's the most important thing right now? What's my best next step? So you ask these questions regarding that challenge that you're having in your life. And you decide, do I want this year to be the same as last year? Do I want more of the same, or is it going to be a banner year? Is this going to be my miracle year? Because the fact is, you're a traveler on a journey, and you know that it's much easier to turn a car that's already moving than a car that is stopped, right? So if the car is at 0 miles an hour, it's very difficult to turn the direction of the car. But if you just start taking some little baby steps with some little bitty action steps, that's where your journey really starts going, right? So what would it do for you to really get clear on your goals and identify your stumbling blocks? What would it do for you to get really clear on your goals and to identify those stumbling blocks that have been in the way? Just because you are here listening to this, it means that you're interested in getting clear. And you want to figure out who exactly you are and what your purpose is, right? So here's the bonus. Here's the thing. We're at about 14 minutes, almost 14 minutes, and I want to make sure that we get done in the 17 minutes that I promised. So the first bonus is it's a PDF. And it's kind of fun because it's 17 baby steps to begin again. If you don't like where you're at, if you're stuck, if you're struggling, you're sitting there helping all these other people, and you go to bed at night and say, who's there to help me? 17 baby steps to begin again. And here's the funny thing. I started writing these, and you're going to get more than 17. 17 in 2017 is how I started this article. 17 baby steps to begin again spiritually. And then I added 17 baby steps to begin again mentally. And then I added 17 baby steps to begin again emotionally. And finally, I added 17 baby steps to begin again physically. all different kinds of ideas. So that's 17, 34, I think that's 68 baby steps to begin again. And all you need to do to take a step is pick one. The second bonus gift is a 45 to 60-minute clarity call. It's a complimentary call. And, you know, I don't know if this makes any sense to you right now, but I use a process with my clients called a clarity call. And it helps them get crystal clear on their vision for their business, their life, their health, their relationships, whatever area of life that you're struggling in, while at the same time you're going to be identifying obstacles that could get in the way of achieving your goals. You wouldn't be interested in doing that, would you? If you are, and when you're ready, email me and put in the subject line, gift me 17. That's going to be my clue to get you the 17 baby steps and give you an email or a call. We'll figure out how to get you scheduled for this clarity call. It's a beautiful process to get you unstuck. Also in that email, give me your full name and number. We're at 16 minutes and 4 seconds. 5, 6, 7. My name is Ana-Christina. I share tools of hope. Be strong. Be confident. Be radically resilient. God bless you.